Hello, you're listening to ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast. My name is Andrew, and I'm joined today by the old man on the old man island, Sean.
I resent the old man moniker, but I accept it at the same time.
I kind of feel like
Everett was a great
vibe.
guy. Also, you're the youngest one of the three of us.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true. You are the youngest. I mean, we're all the same year, but it's.
I would love my own island.
Yeah, I think the vibe fits you. And the Sassagoula River cruise skipper, JJ.
I didn't get to read all 15 of those boats, and I'm still a little upset about it.
If you have a good title for my co-host here, please send in your ideas to ReedyGeeks@gmail.com. In this episode, the Geeks share our Myspace top 8 things to do on a non-park day. When Walt Disney World opened in 1971, it wasn't just marketed as a theme park. It was the vacation kingdom of the world. The whole idea was that Disney World was supposed to be a complete vacation destination. Yes, you had the Magic Kingdom, but you also had the Contemporary, the Polynesian, golf courses, boats, beaches, lagoons, dinner shows, shopping. All these little recreational extras that made the resort feel bigger and more than just rides and attractions. And that was a very different idea from a regional theme park experience, or even Disneyland at the time. Disneyland was incredible, but it was much more of a day trip or a shorter stay. Walt Disney World was designed to make you stay longer. It was supposed to pull you into this larger vacation bubble where the park was just one piece of the trip, not the entire trip. And in some ways, that original idea has gotten more important. Because today, a Disney World trip can be exhausting. The park days are early alarms, virtual queues, lightning lanes, dining reservations, mobile orders, crowds, 30,000 steps before you even realize that your feet are screaming. So today, we're going back to the spirit of the old vacation kingdom and asking, what are the best things to do at Walt Disney World when you're not going into the parks? So I hope you have some extra PTO saved up and are ready to extend your next Disney World vacation. This is our Myspace top 8 non-park day activities.
Did you know that your park day doesn't have to start super early?
I did not know that. And
the president
also,
of the Sleep-In Club?
Did you know that you can sleep in?
Not when the parks close at 9 o'clock. That you can't. When the parks close at midnight, yeah, because you can get it back on the opposite end.
Or if you just pay for the Premier Pass.
Oh yeah, that too.
Before we get into the 8, do we have any that maybe just missed the cut?
Yes, so I have one for an honorable mention. So my honorable mention was to make sure to watch the fireworks from somewhere. If it's your non-park day, you can still catch those fireworks.
Yeah, that's mine too. It's really great, as an aerial view connoisseur, trademarks pending, if you can, on your off day, see the fireworks from someplace cool, like the California Grill,
is there a
everybody
restaurant
drink.
you can mention?
Topolino's Terrace, the new California Grill, everybody drink. But
Waluigi Bar.
Indoor outdoor space, everybody drink. But seriously, it is such a great way to add some magic to your park day, to your non-park day.
Right.
Is to do something cool with the fireworks.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was even thinking too, like taking a boat cruise, on the Seven Seas Lagoon or on Crescent Lake.
That's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my I guess we'll call it an honorable mention. Mine was going to be taking a DVC tour, because I think it's DVC tour. This is advice for myself because I've never actually taken one. I had one booked, but I canceled it because I knew that if I took it, I would join the DVC and I would regret it. At the time, I would regret it. It's a couple hours of a investment in your day. And, worst case scenario, at the end of the tour, you get a gift card. You get $100. You get $200. You get something that you can go out for drinks that night. You can go out for dinner that night. It's a way to like have a sort of unique experience, and then add to your, you can go out to a dinner you maybe weren't planning to do that trip on the gift card that they're going to give you for taking the tour. So it didn't quite make our list of things to do, but I think taking a DVC tour is a cool way to spend a couple hours of a day that you're not in the parks.
Yeah. And like seeing the rooms is really cool, especially if you can get into like a 3-bedroom grand villa. Like that's super cool and a good experience. The downside is like when you have to actually sit down with them and talk finances and everything like that.
knowing that you have no intention of making this sale.
Well, you know that, but they don't quite know that.
I feel like they know that too. Like I think they can get
just
a vibe.
From looking at you, just
like
from looking
halfway
at us.
through, they know who's just here for the gift card and who's actually interested.
I think when I did my tour, the person that checked me in for my tour knew I was just a gift card guy.
You look like you're just here for the zip line.
Yeah. But once we got upstairs,
she was like, I saw the look in his eyes.
No, actually,
The twinkle.
you know who had the look? Sam. She was ready to wire Disney 40 grand so that
That's
we can
awesome.
always have a vacation every year. She was like, this is perfect. We need to do this.
JJ, real quick.
Yeah.
I went on a tour with friends of the podcast, Elise and Pat, right before you did, and at the Polynesian. And a good trick which we used is we went to Trader Sam's
we
Grotto.
did the same thing. We went
Put
to
our
Trader
name
Sam's.
in,
Yes.
and then went on the tour.
Yes.
And by the time we were off the tour, we were ready to go into Trader Sam's.
And
I was
we
gonna
used
say-
that gift card.
And we used
You
that
could
gift card
use that gift
at
card
Trader
for
Sam's.
free Trader Sam's.
I was
Yeah.
going to say
That's the move.
I thought you were talking about how you spend time at Trader Sam's before the tour, and I was going to say getting drunk before the tour
No,
is
that's
bad.
not a good idea.
That's
No,
bad.
That's
No,
a
it's
bad
the
idea.
opposite.
Now you're talking. That's the best idea you've had all day.
Anyway, let's get into our MySpace top 8 best things to do when you're not in a park. And I just also want to say before we get started, I did not explain why it's called MySpace top 8 list. And I'm pretty proud of myself for doing that. I think now we can get to like every other time doing the explanation. So number 8, I'm going to start us off here. Water parks. Now, this might kind of seem like it's cheating because it's a park and it's supposed to be what you do on non-park days. But we meant more of like the 4 big parks, your Magic Kingdom, Epcot, Hollywood Studios, and Animal Kingdom.
Right.
But the water parks is a great way to spend your non-park days, especially when you are arriving on your vacation, because you get a free trip to the water park, a free water park admission on the first day of your vacation when you are checking into your resort. So not a lot of people go into the parks on their first day of their trip. So this is a good free thing to do when you're not in the park on that first day.
Yeah, for me, it's with all the other things there are to do on property these days, I don't think I'm paying the money to go to the water park. But if it's if I can go there for 3 or 4 hours on the first day of my trip for free, you don't really feel like you've wasted money or wasted time.
Right.
So that's the only probably time I would do this. But you don't make time. You make time to go to all the 4 parks. You don't make specific days, unless it's an off day, and you only do it on an off day to go to the water park. So I think it's different enough that I think this would warrant being an off day activity.
Yeah. And the last time I went there, actually like the first time as an adult, we went to Typhoon Lagoon. We stayed there for like a couple hours for free. And then we showered at Typhoon Lagoon and then went to Disney Springs for dinner because it's right across the street.
It's literally across the street, yeah.
Yeah. So it was a nice little day, even though it rained and most of everything was closed. But that's number 8. JJ, why don't you take us to number 7?
All right. So at number 7, we have at a park day at a competing resort.
I don't know if this is allowed on our podcast.
Don't worry, I'll bleep out the name Universal.
How How are we supposed to become Disney shills and get these
all these lucrative deals?
yes,
with
all
the
these
Disney
lucrative
Corporation.
deals. If we're saying Universal is what they should be doing on their off day.
It's bleeped out.
I think it's naive of us to assume that people listening to this podcast are not also fans of the other brand. That while they're having a grand old time at Disney World, maybe they want to go 20 minutes up the road and spend a couple hours at another brand.
Yeah,
You hear
know
that, Josh? Don't blame us.
what? Right.
You can still give us free stuff.
You can still send us to Media Day at the ride that I planned. Oh, wait, you didn't. If you're going to battle crowds and do the thing where you wait online for stuff and you go to a park, it should be for something that's really worth it.
Yeah.
And I think that, Islands of Adventure, Epic Universe, depending on the person you are, SeaWorld, or even Busch Gardens Tampa, might be something that you'd have more success with or feel like you had a really great day at, especially if you're a ride guy.
Ride guy.
One of the trips that my family took to the other place back when we were kids, we did
Voldemort.
We did the opposite
Gatorland?
when. Yes, yes.
Right. I left out Gatorland.
We did a 7-day, 6 night trip to Gatorland, and
it was 3 times more expensive than the season pass.
my sister was growing up a much bigger Disney fan than I was, and while we had a planned off day at the resort at Universal, my sister made kind of I don't know if she made a fuss, but she made it quite clear that she really wanted to go to Disney World. So my mom and my sister went for the day to Magic Kingdom from Universal, and I stayed and spent the afternoon at the pool at the Hard Rock Hotel, and I didn't venture up to Disney, but it was the opposite happened.
You know what?
I had the better day.
You could have done a lot worse than staying at the Hard Rock Hotel for the day.
In the pool that plays rock and roll music underwater.
Cool. Siri, turn off the Bob Seger.
Off property. And listen, it doesn't. Off property. I think there's a lot of things to do. Andrew has family in Celebration. Celebration's a really cool little place to visit. But yeah, so off property doesn't necessarily need to mean going to Universal or SeaWorld or Gatorland or wherever you want to go. There's enough to do in Orlando and the surrounding areas that, it wouldn't be crazy if you were like, hey, our one day off that we're not doing parks, let's go find something else to do outside of Disney. If you wanted to break up that vacation feeling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, Sean, why don't you tell us about number 6 on the list?
Number 6 on the list is specifically play some mini golf or play some actual big golf, regular size golf. I'm a fan of both sizes of golf, but mini golf is really cool because there's at least 2. I think there's 2 courses. They're both up by the Swan and Dolphin. And I have played both of them. They're a ton of fun. And I'm pretty sure that you usually when you check in to a resort stay, there's your little welcome packet in the room, and you get some information, you get some maps, and maybe there's some coupons and vouchers for you. Mini golf is always one of the things that it's like buy one, get one, or it's heavily discounted. This is such a fun afternoon killer. If you have a day off and you have a dinner reservation later, or it's like the day that you're doing a not so scary or a Christmas party and you're not doing anything in the afternoon, go play some mini golf. And something that I would really like to do is play some foot golf. I would love to go and see what the foot golf situation is down at Disney. That looks like so much fun. But also, regular size golf is my thing. I've played 2 of I think it's 5 total courses down there. I've personally played the Palm and the Lake Buena Vista course. Disney golf is some of the best fun that you'll have on a golf course. The courses are so perfectly maintained, They are for every range of skill level, and
That sounds like Disney.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's for everybody. You know, you're gonna pay a little more than you'd probably pay to play at home, but you're also in Disney World. And quite honestly, the courses are immaculate. You get what you pay for. So I'm a big fan of playing golf. I try to do it every time I go down there now. My big addition to the list was, if you have a day off, play some form of golf, whether it's miniature, regular sized, or foot.
Yeah. You know, you mentioned the mini golf. There's also a mini golf at Blizzard Beach.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's three.
There's three. I think this is really good, and like I would
Agreed.
love to do that foot golf.
Yeah.
I think maybe because it's at the Magnolia and we're going to be staying there, maybe we should do in one of our days that we don't know what to do. We do a little
We're
foot golf.
right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, a little foot golf morning activity before we go to like Springs, or we do something else that we might talk about soon.
Yeah.
Coming up soon.
Yeah, but I totally agree. You know what's funny is like this is one of the things that I always look at and I go, I should do this,
Yeah.
and I never do. Mostly because I don't spend enough time there, and
Right.
when I'm there, I'm such like a ride freak that I'm just like
On a short trip, it's tough to want to devote 5 hours to a round of golf.
right,
Right.
but it's high up on my list.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Sean. I will take us to number 5, and that is to have a great meal. So a really,
Amen.
really nice meal. If you want to do breakfast or you want to do dinner, whatever it is, you know, this is your time to like spend 2 hours sitting at a table getting waited on. You don't want to do that on a park day. You're kind of wasting your park day. You're wasting money doing that.
It wastes your minutes that you could be on amazing rides and being immersed in something that isn't just your meal.
Right.
It is the number one reason why I haven't been to Le Cellier in over 10 years. I just can't justify spending 2 hours going to Le Cellier, even though I know it's incredible.
Yeah. Yeah. And so you don't want to do it in the park. You want to do it on a day that you have off.
Yeah, I mean, we've spoken about how, you know, Andrew specifically has said that, you know, he wouldn't like to make the point of spending time at a sit down meal during a park day, but
Especially breakfast.
but on an off day, a great, you know, and I've said before that I think being able to kind of go out to a nice meal, put on a nice outfit, and kind of separate yourself from the craziness of the parks is a good way to break up your trip and spend either whether it's a lunch or a dinner. You know, there's lots of nicer places, whether they're at resorts or at springs. Making a point to have a good meal on your off day is definitely worthy of your time.
And I like parlaying a bunch of these together, right? Like you do some golf in the morning, and then you get a really nice dinner.
And then you watch fireworks somewhere.
And you watch fireworks somewhere. Yeah.
How? That's proprietary.
Yes. Okay. Well, so that is number 5. Have a great meal. For number 4, JJ, what's our number 4?
Okay, so number 4, now we're getting into the stuff that's just like, these are the hits. Disney Springs. So, like, you could spend a whole day in Disney Springs if you wanted to, or you could spend just a couple hours there. Go to all the cool shops, get some merch, get a Christmas ornament, go to Art Smith's Homecoming, get some great fried chicken. You can go to Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar. You can go to the Boathouse. There's literally an endless amount of places that you can have a really enjoyable time at Disney Springs. There's a whole Cirque du Soleil show there. Like, it is crazy that a place like Disney Springs exists within this environment, and it's as good as it is.
And it's taken for granted by, I think, the majority of casual visitors.
Oh, yes. The people that go and they book like a 5-day vacation, right? And they fly in one day and they go to the 4 parks and then they fly home.
Right. Disney Springs, I mean, I've said Disney Springs, in its current iteration, Disney Springs deserves to be a place that you dedicate time to, whether it's a whole evening or an afternoon. It deserves to be more than just, I checked out at 11 o'clock and my flight's at 5. I need somewhere to kill 3.5 hours. Or, it deserves to be more than the place that you run to on the last day to get your quick souvenirs. It commands more of your time for the offerings it has.
One thing I will say, though, is that Emily and I had been doing where we went to Springs, like we'd have a Springs day, and we would go too early. And like if you go at like 11 or 12, like there's not too much to do other than just shop, right?
I've rope dropped Disney Springs before.
You have, of course you have.
Just
You're the road drop optimizer.
I am the road drop optimizer. Thank you for using my official title.
Your government name.
You know what? I will say that you're right.
It's worth it to go in the evening. That's what I was trying to get at. Like if you've only been there during the day.
3 p.m. From 3 p.m. to 11, 12, like whenever it decides that it's closed, which is still at least 2 hours too early.
Yeah. Sean, you want to take us to number 3?
Number 3 is a fun activity. You can do it a couple different ways. There's a couple different areas that you can participate in this activity in, and these are specifically resort crawls.
Yes.
And what we mean by a resort crawl is whether it's a monorail crawl, Skyliner crawl, or even a Crescent Lake crawl, this is going to specific areas of the resort where you can do little mini bar crawls around different areas. Whether they're bar crawls, you can also, they can be snack crawls, bar and snack and shopping crawls. You're kind of circumnavigating smaller areas of the resort and kind of visiting the offerings that are in each area, whether it's doing the monorail loop and visiting the Polynesian, the Grand Floridian, and the Contemporary, or doing a Skyliner crawl and visiting, going to the Riviera and going to Caribbean Beach and Pop Century Art of Animation, or Crescent Lake, which is the boardwalk area, which has a ton of offerings in their hotels. There's a bunch of little bars and restaurants and lounges and places to snack and drink along the boardwalk. So this is kind of like microdosing, drinking around the world and doing it in like little small. It's tapas, drinking around the world. It's small plates.
Because it does take a lot of time to get from one to the other. Unlike in World Showcase, you could just easily walk from to next.
Well, yes, but I guess my point is, you could in one day, you could theoretically spend your entire day doing a monorail crawl, then doing a Skyliner crawl, then doing a Crescent Lake crawl.
Oh,
but
right.
My idea was that you would probably pick maybe one to do for your afternoon or your evening.
Yeah.
But it's still but you also have to travel, whether it's a monorail, Skyliner, or Crescent Lake is a lot of walking. But each destination requires a bit of transportation, and whether it's a monorail or Skyliner or just using your legs, you're going from place to place to place. So it's a pretty easy way to spend 3 or 4 hours or more, because you can include Trader Sam's in a monorail loop and spend 2 hours sitting in there. So it's a pretty quick way to spend a couple hours.
Oh yeah,
having a couple
and
drinks,
2 hours on the wait list.
Yes, and parlaying it with a DVC tour.
Yes.
Right. We talked about combining things.
Just out of curiosity, guys, what's your favorite? What would you rank the crawls? Monorail, Skyliner, and Crescent Lake.
I think monorail is
in
number
that
one.
order for me, probably.
No, the fact that the Skyliner is fun, it doesn't outweigh the fact that the Crescent Lake tour is just much better. I think number 1 is monorail, because you can't beat riding the monorail. Number 2 is Crescent Lake, and number 3
because of what's there.
Yeah. And number 3 is the Skyliner. The Crescent Lake's got so much. There's so many things to do. You can do like 10 things. At Crescent Lake.
And
there's
like forget
8
about
bars
Swan
you
and
can
Dolphin.
visit and little booths and stuff. There's just more to do in the Crescent Lake tour, but you can't beat the monorail. You can start in the Contemporary and end at the Contemporary and just do a crazy awesome lap and have the best time ever.
Yeah. I think I like what the Crescent Lake has to offer more, but yeah, you're right. Like the monorail is classic. And I would love to somehow like Add Wilderness Lodge to that too. Like take a boat over from Contemporary to Wilderness Lodge and a boat back to Contemporary and continue the monorail.
How do you break up the monorail and add a little boat trip?
Yeah. So number 2 is going to be a pool day. So spending a day at your pool. And now not every pool is made equally. And so you have some pools like at Beach Club is like ridiculously awesome but crowded, right? But most of these places, most of these resorts have your feature pool, and then you also have quiet pools, smaller quiet pools. So you spend the day at the pool. One thing people don't realize is that like they have waiters and waitresses that come around. You can order lunch from them. You can order drinks. A lot of times there are cabanas that are around the pool. Some of them are kind of expensive. Some of them, like the cabanas at the Polynesian, the secondary pool at the Polynesian, closer to the DVC area, the old DVC area. Those are, I think, you just like reserve for the day, and it's like a nominal fee of like maybe like $20 or something like that. It's not that much at all. But I really enjoy a pool day. Emily and I had done that a lot when we first started going. We haven't done it in a little bit of time. A lot of times it's weather dependent. But we would do an Instacart order, get our own supplies, and then you could bring that into the pool area, have a good time that way. So
yeah, I mean, listen, it's a classic. You can't beat it. If you look at the data, our friends, Becky's been on the podcast, and she said straight up, you poll kids under 6, half of them say the best ride in Disney World is the pool. They're not wrong.
Kids love a resort pool.
No, not just kids. Everyone loves the resort pool. Just older people understand that the pool isn't a ride.
Right. It's a relaxing experience.
It's one of the best experiences you can have.
And those pools are great. They're nicely themed. They're always clean. They're not too chlorinated, which is nice too. They're always heated.
Yeah. In the pandemic, like in December of 2020, I was thinking about like, me and Sam should go away somewhere. And just like, I wonder if there's a place that just has like a really great pool that isn't Disney World. And it turns out like, not really.
Yeah.
Like all the best pools in America are at Disney World.
That is a bold statement, but we support it here.
No, but pools specifically, not water parks. There are a lot of places that have great water parks that aren't in Disney World.
Yeah.
But something that's specifically just like is a hotel with a pool and the pool's really great.
Yeah.
Like, that doesn't happen with Disney's level of theming and stuff. The closest place that I found was in, like, a suburb of D.C. It was like, this place has a really cool, awesome pool. And it was some, like, $400 a night.
At that point,
the Gaylord.
You might as well just go to Disney.
Right, might as well just book a round-trip flight to good old Orlando on Frontier.
Yeah.
From ReedyGeeks.
Yeah, I love a pool day. I also love. I'm a big fan. When I used to do longer trips, a popular thing we would do was we would break up the Magic Kingdom day. And at about 2 or 3 o'clock, we'd go back to the resort and do an afternoon pool before going back to the park at like 7 or 8 for the fireworks and then the night. So even breaking up your day with a little pool action, especially if you're at a resort where, some of the value resorts, it can be a little deterring with the volume at the pool and the amount of kids running around. If that's not super your thing and you're not traveling with kids, a lot of the resorts that are in the moderate and higher level have quiet pools. They have satellite pools that may not have like the pizzazz of the main pool. They may not have like that wow factor of like Old Man Island or Doubloon Lagoon at Port Orleans, but they have just a pool. It is a in-ground pool that is heated and it does its job. You can hang out and bring your own drinks and food in and just spend a couple hours or a whole day. Disney pool bars are also extremely underrated. I think that like Mardi Gras at Port Orleans, and there's a Petals pool bar at Pop Century is a really great bar. The pool bars are a ton of fun too.
I will say
that's
Sean,
an idea for an episode.
Perhaps.
Cool. Best pool bars. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remembered a story that my mom told me recently is one year we went to Disney and it was extraordinarily hot, like 100+ degrees every day.
I don't believe you.
In Florida? No.
I think Gene is lying.
Yes, of course. What a liar my mother is. She was saying, like, we spent all this money to stay at this nice hotel with this amazing, crazy feature pool. We didn't care. We just wanted to be in any pool. Like, we loved the quiet pool that was right next to our place. Like, we wouldn't leave.
Yeah.
We refused to leave. It's like we were having the best time. We liked the quiet pool more than the feature pool. Like, we just wanted to be in the pool. Like, the pool is just the best.
Yeah.
This is a well-deserved spot.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So then, JJ, why don't you take us to the number one thing to do when not in a park?
The grand banger.
So the number one way to spend your off day on your Walt Disney World vacation is resort hopping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so simple, just like the pool day is, of course. But it's so awesome and obvious. Just go to other resorts. It's the best part about Walt Disney World. There's 20-something amazingly themed resorts that you can check out, and you're only sleeping at one of them.
Yeah.
So you only get to see one. Like, okay, I'm at the Wilderness Lodge, and this place rules. But guess what? There are 20 other places that also rule, that are really cool and really themed, and has a good restaurant and a cool pool and lots of other little details to explore. So the resort hop, where you get to say, I'm not at the park, I'm going to go to a hotel that I'm not staying at and spend some meaningful time there and really explore that place. And you say, I'm going to stay at the Polynesian all night. And you put your name in at Trader Sam's and you go to the Tambu Lounge and you
Get lunch, get dinner at Wailulu, or
right. You have lunch
Kona.
at Wailulu, and you put your name in at Trader Sam's. You can spend all day at one resort that's not your own, and you take notes of all the details, and you say, "Oh, do I want to stay here next time?"
Right. Disney. It's free advertising for Disney World.
Absolutely.
Because they can never make resort hopping, for lack of a better term, illegal. They can never ban it. They do try to. They do try to minimize some of the travel to the more deluxe resorts. They'll stop your Uber and ask you what you're there for. Sometimes, depending on peak travel times, the buses will ask you to confirm a reservation. But Disney will never outlaw park hopping, because all it does is make people who are already paying to stay on a nice, expensive hotel go, hey, man, I want to stay at this nice, expensive hotel next. And
and why don't
come back?
Why don't they want me buying a Dole Whip with some booze in it at Polynesian, or going into the gift shop? They definitely, if I'm there, I'm spending money, right? So that's what they're hoping for. And one thing I would like to say too is that, like, try to go to some like places that you haven't been to before. Like, everyone always goes, you always go to the deluxe, right? But like, you can find some great things to do at, say, like Fort Wilderness. Like, that's like an entire experience in its own.
Especially during the holidays.
Especially during the holidays, Halloween and Christmas. But even just in regular, like, you could take a carriage ride. You could actually ride horses. You could do a canoeing there. Like, there's a lot of other things you could do as well. And just like the sights of it is pretty cool. Even going to the All-Stars as like, or Art of Animation. We'll go with Art of Animation. Like, we won't go all the way down to All-Stars.
Justice for the All-Stars.
Well, you go to Art of Animation because it's an anchor for the Skyliner crawl.
Right. You know what my problem is with the Skyliner crawl? Well, my problem with the Skyliner crawl is the Caribbean beach, because in order to get a drink there, you have to get on a bus, an internal bus, to go over to the customs house or whatever that's called.
Skyliner crawl takes a lot of time.
Or you walk like a half mile.
It's a long, I mean, it's a long dry walk.
We walked from Banana Cabana to the Riviera.
That's a walk.
That is a walk.
We
Yeah,
did.
it's
It was a solid 10, 15-minute walk.
Yeah.
It's a nice walk, though. I would actually recommend, if you're doing the Skyliner crawl, plan it so that you go directly, like just walk between Caribbean Beach and Riviera.
You don't get off in the Skyliner? I think you should take the Skyliner.
Between Riviera and Caribbean?
Yeah, it's the first stop on Caribbean. From the Caribbean interchange.
So you're saying walk all the way back to the Skyliner station
after you get your drink from the... Yeah, that's a good point. Or if the
And
bus
also-
just happens to be coming.
Yeah, well, now we're talking about Skyliner crawls again.
All right. So yes, resort hopping is great, and especially too in the holidays, not just with
Yes.
Fort Wilderness, but also like all of these resorts have some type of decorations going up with Christmas or Halloween or things like that. Like, but especially during the Christmas time, you got the gingerbreads,
yeah.
you got the trees. Like that's amazing to see as well.
The holiday season is amazing in the Disney World resorts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe even more so than the parks, because you get limited decorations in places like Hollywood Studios and Epcot have little decorations up, and of course the Magic Kingdom has the main decorations up for the holiday party. But I think that the best way to celebrate the holidays at Disney World is to experience them at the resorts.
Yeah, they definitely have like the most decorations per like square foot. You know what I mean? Like
Per
they
capita.
They're per capita. They are like flushed with decorations. While in like Magic Kingdom, you really only have decorations on Main Street for
Main
Christmas.
Street,
That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah,
right,
it's just
exactly.
Main Street.
Sean, why don't you take us through 8 through 1? Remind the readers what the full list was.
The readers?
I'm sorry.
People read this podcast?
Remind the
Yikes.
listeners what the full list was.
Sure. Now that we've covered our MySpace top 8 best ways to spend an off day at Walt Disney World, at number 8 we had visit a water park. At number 7 we had spend a day off property, whether that's exploring the Orlando area or going to a competing brand of entertainment theme parks. At number 6 we had play any kind of golf, any kind of size or foot. At number 5, have a great meal. Make some time, make some dining reservations, make some arrangements to have a really good dinner or lunch outside the park day that you wouldn't normally prioritize. Number 4, Disney Springs. That's it. That's the post. Number 3, resort crawls. Monorail, Skyliner, or Crescent Lake. All 3 of them are worth your time. Number 2, a pool day. Love a pool. Number 1, resort hopping. The most fun you can have outside of a park.
Amen. This is a Reedy Geek approved list.
Yeah,
Put
Because
my
we made it.
stamp of approval.
it is a solid list, though. Definitely a solid list. Especially resort crawls being so far up too. That screams Reedy Geeks.
You know what? Even if you don't drink, I think it's worth it. It's just a
Sure.
smaller,
Yeah.
a smaller scale of being like, you look in a lobby and you say, yeah, this is cool, or no, let's go.
Yeah, resort crawling is
It's just small. It's just lower stakes version of resort hopping.
Yeah, I was just gonna say it's resort hopping. It's resort hopping with the intention of like eating, drinking, snacking, shopping. It's a lesser version of resort hopping as a whole, but it shares the same.
Yeah.
It shares the same exactly. Yeah, it's the same thing in concept.
And resort hopping could be like leisurely and on the fly, and a crawl is like you have a mission. You have
a mission.
You
You're
have
on
an
a mission.
objective. Yeah. You have an
Yes,
objective.
there is a plan. When you do a crawl, it's like, I'm going to each one of these spots and I'm gonna do what I set out to, whether that's have an appetizer at each place or have a drink at each place, right?
Or
Like,
take a
whatever you're
picture in
doing.
the lobby. Like it'd be something simple
Right,
as that.
yes. Yeah, exactly. You could take, especially, again, we said during Christmas time, maybe the mission is, I'm going to go to every place that has a crazy gingerbread house and take a picture there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I hope that Disney understands that as they're opening newer resorts, that we need these awesome themes lobbies that draw people into those resorts, that make people want to stay there and, you know what, buy their timeshare. Buy the DVC, right?
Right.
Looking at you, Lakeshore Lodge.
Yeah, Lakeshore
that's gonna be
Lodge.
great.
You better have a worthy restaurant and bar and
I bet
lobby.
I bet they'll have a great lobby bar there.
If they don't, they're doing it wrong.
That's going to create a Bay Lake crawl.
A Bay Lake crawl. Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a good one.
Oh yeah,
that's a good one.
Contemporary, Wilderness Lodge, and Lakeshore Lodge, and Wilderness Lodge,
And Wilderness Lodge, yeah.
and
Crackett's Tavern.
Right, not Wilderness Lodge. Sorry, Fort Wilderness.
I think I'll take one of those newfangled trolleys down to the drugstore soda fountain and meet the boys for a cold sarsaparilla.
I'd say let's play a game, but the Knicks are playing.
There is a game.
I don't mind time stamping this by saying that
It's currently 8 minutes left in the second quarter of Game 2 of the NBA Finals.
the New York Knicks
So
are in the NBA Finals, and we are all from New York, and we want to watch the Knicks.
So when you're listening to this 3 weeks from now, when the finals are over, whether the Knicks have won or lost, you can know what we did after recording this episode.
And when you're listening 3 years from now, when the Knicks are a dynasty team,
Or you could just be laughing at us.
Right? How wrong we were.
All right. Well, if there's no game, then Sean, do you want to take us out?
Thanks for listening to another episode of the ReedyGeeks podcast. Like, rate, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. Any questions, comments, concerns, future titles, or topic ideas, email us at reedygeeks@gmail.com. And check us out on all our socials at ReedyGeeks. We'll see you next time. Apparently Jordan is here. I thought he would go to the bar, but he just came right here. So
okay. This week's Honest Send-Off comes courtesy of the Geeks. If you have an honest send-off that you want played at the end of one of our episodes, please submit an audio clip to us via our email address, reedygeeks@gmail.com. ReedyGeeks, a Walt Disney World podcast, is hosted and executive produced by Andrew Shopey, Sean Murphy, and JJ Hefner. Music and audio engineering by JJ Hefner.
Bon voyage!